Some people might be making a lot more progress in their creative work than you. And it's not because they are smarter or because they are more gifted, but simply because they know how to manage themselves around people. This simple skill is called emotional intelligence. It's a skill that nobody puts on their bio, but everyone judges you by it. Now here's the truth. Talent gets you attention and your skills get you hired. But emotional intelligence is the reason people will want to work with you over and over again. Creative success is not just about the things that you make, but about how people experience you, the creator. So what exactly is emotional intelligence? It's definitely not trying to be fake or trying to smile through uncomfortable situations all the time or suppressing your feelings so that everybody else can be happy. Emotional intelligence is having the ability to read the room, understand the emotional atmosphere of wherever you are coming into or communicating in. It also means regulating your expression, which entails not being a reactor but a responder. So when things happen around you or to people around you, you don't react to those things. You decide what emotion you want to express and then you respond intentionally, which ties to the third thing that I'll describe emotional intelligence as, which is having the ability and the consciousness to choose when and how you respond to things. Simply put, emotional intelligence is about not allowing your emotions control you, but you being in the driver's seat and ensuring that your mouth, your tone, and your decisions are controlled by the grand commander of you. Now let's look at a couple of ways creative people sabotage themselves knowingly and unknowingly by their lack of emotional intelligence. Firstly, they take feedback too personally. Every single time you suggest something, it feels like an attack on their person. It feels like disrespect. It feels like you're trying to pull down their entire career. But the truth is that if you're a creative that does this, it just shows that you have a fragile ego. And if that hurts, then yes, that's the ego speaking. Secondly, creatives with low emotional intelligence tend to confuse honesty with lack of control. Now, what do I mean by that? You hear them say things like, this is just who I am. I'm just trying to be real. I'm just expressing myself. I'm just being me. Art is all about self-expression and that's what I'm doing. That sounds cool, but being real without regulation is like a car moving on full speed with no brakes. Probably very impressive on camera, but the life of the driver will be very brief. That's funny. You know, laugh louder. Now, thirdly, they react instead of responding. Sending that reply immediately without taking the time to properly process the information that was being passed, raising your voice, shouting down others in the room, or being totally silent because your idea was not accepted. Emotionally intelligent people pause before responding, and that simple pause can actually be a game changer in your career. Now, why does emotional intelligence matter this much? The truth is, many people don't remember your work alone. They remember how you made them feel. They remember how you handled pressure. They remembered how heavy or how light it felt working with you. And they remember how you reacted when plans changed and things were not going according to what you intended. There's a quote often attributed to Maya Angelou. I don't know if she's the one that said it. Only God knows. But it says, people may forget what you said or did, but they will never forget how you made them feel. Now that includes clients, producers, artists, collaborators, and that guy that is still thinking whether or not to call you back. So now let's talk solutions. What do emotionally intelligent creatives do differently that gets them better results? 4 things. Firstly, they separate themselves from their work. So whenever anybody critiques the work of an artist that is emotionally intelligent, they recognize that the critique is not about them, but about the product that they created. So it's a thin line, but understanding this and showing up in the world like you know the difference will actually save you a lot of emotional stress and help you relate better with mentors and people that will give you constructive feedback that will actually change and improve your craft. So rather than getting angry, rather than flaring up, rather than sulking and getting into a bad mood that doesn't allow you to create for the next 10 months, relax and recognize that it's not about you, it's about the work. And so you are in control of the output. So if the output is criticized constructively or otherwise, you can decide whether or not to take the criticism, whether or not to use the criticism. The power is in your hands. Secondly, emotionally intelligent creatives regulate their emotions before communicating. Emotionally intelligent creatives do not allow their emotions send messages for them. They don't allow their emotions drop out of the project just because the person rejected their idea. They think before they talk. They think before they act. And so it just takes, like I mentioned earlier, the simple thing called a pause. A pause can save your life. All you have to do is take it. Clock it, clock it, clock it. Thirdly, emotionally intelligent creatives stay calm under pressure. The creative industry is undoubtedly one of the most pressured ones to work in. You see anybody in advertising, anybody in filmmaking, music, you're literally up almost all day and all night, and things can just come in at you at any point in time. So you need to cultivate the habit and the mindset of calmness under pressure. So no matter what is being thrown at you, everybody knows that now this guy is going to take it calmly. Because if you don't cultivate calmness, you end up being blown away by every wind of problem. Anything that happens to you, you react. They throw one stone from you in this direction, you react there. They throw another one here, you are reacting there. Before you know it, all your whole self has been distributed to many problems here and there. And that's how burnout happens. Practice the habit of relaxing, whether it is by breathing, whether it is by thinking before you respond to situations. Just calm down, cool. Now, finally, emotionally intelligent creatives make collaborations feel safe in the sense that they accept criticism, they accept feedback with an open mind and with a calm demeanor. So they make it such that you want to collaborate with them again. So if I step into a room with a producer and the producer gives me constructive feedback, the producer tells me how to make what I'm singing sound better, and I actually try it and I see that it actually works, and the producer gives me a chilled glass of chivita, and the producer links me up with a mixing plugin or something, just basically adds value to me. Definitely, I would want to work with that person again, as opposed to the person who I enter into their studio and then it's just all about, bro, this one on the trend again. You know, if you do this one again, this one like this. You see what things they do now, and comparing me to others, and and I tell the producer, oh, I don't like this beat, and they're like, this beat is very good. You people that don't know anything. Very, very fragile ego. But who would you want to work with if you were in my shoes? Obviously, the more emotionally regulated one. Obviously, the one who makes collaboration safe. And obviously, the one that gave you Chivita. So now let's do a quick recap. First of all, talent gets you attention. Skill gets you hired. But emotional intelligence is what helps you gain trust. And trust is that one thing that keeps the doors open long after talent has stopped impressing people. So at the end of the day, your emotions are not the enemy. But if you don't learn how to manage them, they will quietly manage your career for you. And trust me, they don't have HR training. If this video was helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment, and share this video to that creative friend or that creative group so that they can also benefit from it. And if you are a Christian that is also a creative person and has the vision of making kingdom culture the new pop culture, then join us in Vein Academy by clicking the link in our description. See you inside.